الوهاب وخلق الجان.
It's a meeting where we'll have over 70 plus delegates coming from the government, from civil society, from private sector, from disabled persons organizations, and we look forward to 2 very productive days of deliberations. As with any such event, many of you have your smartphones and so on. I would request that you put them on silent. If you have to attend a call, please, there's a beautiful lounge outside, you may do so, but let's not try and disturb the deliberations. The history of disability movement in Pakistan goes back many years, and as early as 1981, when it was the International Year of Disabled Persons, which saw the establishment of the Ministry of Social Welfare and Special Education for the first time, I think in almost all developing countries. And that was a major milestone event. It's followed by the Decade of Disabled Persons, where Pakistan was a very active participant for many years. The discussions on inclusive education had started as early as 1996. It was the International Year of how the momentum then built up after that.
Disability policy in 2002, the National Action Plan in 2006, which didn't get that much traction, but at least there was something there. UNCRPD, Pakistan signed that in 2008 and ratified it in 2011. The Community-Based Inclusive Development Network,
a platform for advocacy
for disabled persons, which was established in 2011-2012, to cover diverse voices, but
in that forum, all the disabled persons organizations with a very strong voice, and we saw the results of that. The recent enactment for the Disability Acts in Sindh, in Balochistan, is testament to the advocacy by that particular forum. The SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, have no less than 5 goals which are explicit about disability, and the others are implicit. And Pakistan, particularly the Ministry of Planning, Development and Reforms, has adopted the SDGs as the country's development agenda. So that means disability is right up there. In Balochistan, so this consultation meeting, while we celebrate many achievements of the past, we also know that the journey is far from over, and we have a lot of miles to cover. We'll be picking up on certain key issues over the next 2 days, and you'll have a chance to discuss, to contribute. The idea is that we're going to have an opening session immediately after this, and after the tea break, we will have a series of panel sessions. There are 4 of them between today and tomorrow, and then we'll have a closing ceremony tomorrow afternoon. And the idea is to come up with a charter of demands for disability inclusion in Pakistan. So, without any further ado, I'd like to start off with a quote from Iqbal, who said, "Aankh ko bedar kar de wada-e didar se, zinda kar de dil ko soze johre guftar se." Let our discussions be productive, let them be meaningful, and let us lead to something and leave a milestone at the end of this meeting. So with that, it's my very pleasant duty to invite Ms. Kemi Williams, who is the Deputy Head of DFID in Pakistan, to please come and take your seat here at the front desk. Kemi is a very strong proponent of social development. Disability, equity, and inclusion are very close to her heart, so we're great that you're here. Kemi, Muhammad Atif needs no introduction, but for those of you who don't know, he received the champion of, I need my spectacles to see what's written there, so part of inclusion there, the decade of, chairman of the decade of, Champion of Decade, okay, Champion of Decade of Asia Pacific, which was provided by or given by UN ESCA in 2013. Great. Munazza Gilani, the country director for Sightsavers. Sightsavers, as you may know, is a British charity. It's very active in social inclusion and disability. And it's my very pleasant duty to invite Nisar Ahmed Saab, who is the Deputy Chief Social Welfare in the Ministry of Planning, Development and Reforms. So, Nisar Ahmed Saab. Our first presentation is by Kemi Williams, who will present her opening remarks. Kemi.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to recognise the hosts and the organisers and the supporters of this important event. The Deputy Secretary of the Planning, Development and Reforms, Mr. Ahmad Sharif, Muhammad Atif, Executive Director of STEP, Munazza Gilani, Country Director of Sightsavers, and most importantly, the disability activists and allies. Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I'd like to welcome you all to this two-day consultation workshop on disability inclusion. I'm really excited to be here because this workshop brings together government representatives, disabled persons, organisations, civil society, private sector and donors on an agenda that is absolutely vital for Pakistan to